Yeah, so yesterday was breakthrough for me. I was going through it. What I so far understood is we are grounded on the five elements,
Mm.
and that's why that process of that vinyana, the magic of projecting and reflecting, we are avoiding. If we stay grounded on five elements, we are cutting that process of vinyana doing the magic. We are not allowing vinyana to the magic. That's why, and it works also. That's why you will not have Vedana because you are not processing it and not preparing the food out of rice. You are not preparing the khichdi out of rice. So there is no taste of khichdi in that. There is no feeling of khichdi. I can very well understand when we are seeing some sight, beautiful sight, for example, and we don't allow the process. We don't allow Vijnana to the magic of finding beauty. There is no feeling of beauty. I understand very well. And in fact, when you were saying all the time last 2 3 years, now I understood when you say take five element as meditation object, and you can take breathe also as a meditation. But taking five element as a meditation object is totally different from taking breathe as a meditation. But someone not understanding yesterday's talk or yesterday last week talk, it is very difficult for him to take five element as meditation object. Otherwise, he will equally put breathe as meditation object, five element as meditation object, and he will as if without understanding this magic of Vijnana, it's of no use to. So it is
Right.
very, very important that he really grasp the concept of Vijnana before one can take five element as meditation object.
That's correct. So that's the reason we spent much time on Vinyana.
Yeah. Now that makes very much sense. Now it's like how important to take five element as meditation object if you want to advance.
Correct.
But my question is, we are from Vipassana guys. We are practicing the body scanning and we are practicing the grounding on the body sensation. So like when we are thoughtless, we are almost in akinchayatana, for example, then still we are grounded on the body. Someone might be scanning full body, someone may be uh, uh, at a higher level grounded on some body sensation, but we are practiced like that. Now, when kaya and taste, uh, jiva comes in picture, this practically I'm not able to do like uh, getting grounded on five element, which doesn't allow Vedna because Vedna is directly what we are saying from the body. Jiva also, what we see directly is taste only. Cutting the taste, cutting the feeling of body is not as easy as cutting the feeling of a beautiful sight and beautiful music.
Right.
That's the question.
I didn't totally understand the question. If you can tell me in a different way.
See, sixth sense, all the sixth sense, nimitta grahi na hoti. We don't grasp the nimitta. If you don't grasp the nimitta, there is no perception and so there is no Vedna.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
But when it comes to body and jivha, kaya and jivha, we are directly sensing the raw feeling
Okay. Now I get it. Now I get it.
and raw taste. There is either there is no sanya or obviously there is a sanya, but we are not able to make it. It is not complex. It just comes Vedna on the body.
Yes. So let's understand this concept of Vedana. Since you have brought this up, I think we need to understand. So there are, when we say Kaika Vedana and Chetasika Vedana, I think there are a lot of discussion, especially with Manjusha bringing up a lot of things, what is in the VRI. So it is right. I mean, there is nothing wrong with the way we are doing in the Goenka Institute, if I could put it that way. But let's understand what is this Vedana. So If we go by Mahavedala Sutta, then there is a answer to that. Vedeti Vedeti iti Vedana. So that means what feels is Vedana. So now let's split it or go deeper into it. So what do you mean by chitta feeling and what is kaya feeling? The chitta feeling is with somanasa domanasa. That is, you either have a pleasurable sensation of the mind, irrespective of whether your body is paining, or let's say I go on a hiking. Okay? The body is paining, and but my mind is enjoying. See this fun. There's a body ache, terrible body ache. I don't think so. Anybody who goes on a hike or mountaineering or whatever would be enjoying in the body. It's a terrible pain, but yet he enjoys in the mind. Let's say he's going on the top. Let's say somebody is working out for going on to the Everest. Every day he is putting on 10 hours of strenuous effort on the body, or even a person going to the gym or on a treadmill or whatever that is. He's putting enough pain on the body, and it pains. There is every muscle, every inch of his body is paining. That is the dukkha vedana on the body. Now, if I sit and watch those sensations, I can now feel heat, cold, hard, soft, all of those kind on the body. But what about the mind? Mind is enjoying that treadmill. Otherwise, why would he even go and attempt a treadmill? Because the mind has a different way of enjoyment versus the body. It is also true some of the mental constructs give that experience on the body, but not that all mental constructs gives the same experience on the body. Just like what we took as an example of hiking or running or whatever it is. Somebody wants to go on let's say, marathon, and he wants 10K. It is 10,000, whatever that can be, right? It can 10,000 steps or 10,000, whatever. 10K. That number is where? That number is in the chitta. He gives value to it. He doesn't care what happens to his body. He doesn't care. In fact, he will run even if it is possible for him or not. And then if he dies, also he is okay. Or he suffers a heart attack or heart seizure or whatever that is. Why? Because chitta runs the show than the body. So when we look at the Vedana, there is Kaika Vedana and Chetasika Vedana. So in the Chetasika Vedana, it is three. It is Somanasa, Domanasa, Upekha. And that's what we covered yesterday in the Chitayatana Sutta. That when we see the Vedana, it is these three what he's talking about. He's not talking about Sukha and Dukkha, which is appearing on the body.
Got it. So it will always be.
Yes. Now I want to use the body and the five senses, which Ubakin proposes, which is very good, absolute take, because checking through eyes, the Vedana is difficult. Checking through the feeling in the ears is difficult, but checking on the body sensation is the most profound and the most easy to do. So what Ubakin did is to make what is easy for a householder, because the Vipassana Research Institute is for householder, it is not for recluse. The entire concept is for a person who has a family, who has children, who has parents, who has everything, and how can he get into the Buddha Dhamma? And even Ubakin was a family person. He had his wife and all of that, and Goenka had his children and wife and all that. So that is a good one for a householder. Coming to the technique itself, to begin with, like now, if you take Chirag, for example, he is moving his body here, there, here, there, here, there. He is not able to stabilize in one posture, right? And he's struggling. Now, who is struggling? The chitta is struggling to put the body. So, the idea of Ubakin was to make the body still. And then you can see the sensation arising on the body, which is true, 100% true. Because the chitta controls the body, not the other way around. The body doesn't control the chitta. Body doesn't even know what is happening. If you were to fall down, the body doesn't know it has fallen down. It is you who knows that you have fallen down. You means the chitta knows that, oh, I've fallen down, and you get up. The body doesn't know you have fallen down. The body doesn't know that you are bleeding or the blood is coming. You know, you see, oh, blood is coming. So, based upon the message sent by the brain, these things are happening. But what is this we are trying to do? We are trying to first pacify the body. So, passam bhayankaya sankharam asasisameti sikkati. So, we are trying to calm down the body because the body is going like this. It's like a motor. So, you first have to calm down the body. And if you calm down the body, you will feel the body sensation. Meaning that you get the kaya samvedana. To better use that word. So when I use the kaya samvedana, what happens is it stops. The body stops shaking. And that gives cutting of the body. That is, your breath becomes so light that now you are entering into the chitta domain. Otherwise, there is no way. Now, the only bridge between the kaya and the chitta is the breath. There is no other way to enter into it. So, the breath meditation is very important for anyone, whether he is a Vipassana student or he is doing something, is singing or whatever he is doing, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it is breath. The breath is the bridge between the mind on one side and the body on the other side. So, if I cannot watch the breath, it means that vikshepa or the distraction has happened. Simple. So, what Ubakin did, or his teacher, Mahisi Sayadaw, or whatever, whoever was there, they found out a practice which makes the body still and hence the mind gets stilled. Okay? And that helps in investigation. Now I can take anything to investigate. I can take the dhatu to investigate. I can take anicca dukkha anatta to investigate. I can take whatever I want to investigate. I can investigate. That investigation, for that you require to have a still body and a stable mind. Okay. Now, when I come to the chitta side of it, it is do manasa. In the mind, it is do manasa, meaning this agreeableness. I'll give you an example. I'm supposed to go for a scanning. Who's scanning? Not my scanning, the body scanning. Am I happy? That is do manasa. There is fluttering of the chitta of what is going to come out of the scanning or what is going to come of a test. But body is not feeling anything. Body is in fact is okay. But because the mind is disturbed, it starts appearing on the body. You got the point. Initially, there is no sensation on the body of the pain. But now I get disturbed in the mind and I feel something is happening. So when I go to the doctor, he says, Vilas, why are you so stressed out? There's nothing which has happened to you. And I become all right. And that sensation is gone. Now, if I were to observe only the body sensation, and how do I now know what is happening in the chitta? I am making an assumption that all feelings will appear in the body. That's not true. So, the basis of argument with anyone I was having is not that all are body based. It's a separation between the body base and chitta base. But if you take everything is driven by chitta, it's again wrong. Why? Because the body pain is irrespective of the what you're feeling on the chitta. Like the marathon example or the hiking example or exercise or treadmill or whatever. Now, are you is doing some yoga postures? Ask him whether he is enjoying that. He says, I'm enjoying where? In the chitta, but is the body enjoying? It's in terrible pain. If I want to take this and stretch like this, you think it's going to be an easy task. It pains. But the chitta has the ability to ignore the pain and make it look pleasurable, including anything you do in this world. The chitta enjoys. It puts so much of effort that it enjoys at the end of the effort.
We enjoy spicy food, whereas spicy food is very burning to
Yes,
the
it
tongue.
burns. It burns your tongue. And but you love spicy food, salty food, all kind of food are irritating to the stomach. But have I taken permission from the stomach? Hey, my dear stomach, today I thought I will eat, let's say, biryani, chicken biryani. No, the body doesn't even know what you're going to eat. If it cannot process, flatulence is going to happen. So, nothing that anybody can do about it. This is the distinction between the Vedana of the Chitta type and the Vedana of the Kaya type. Yes.
Yeah, I am clear with that. There is no confusion in that. But my point is, practical point of this. So, okay, I answer myself and then you will understand, you clarify
Okay. Okay.
it. So in Chulisumnitya Sutta, there is a last sentence called Daratha, right? The disturbance. The last disturbance he says is, even in the 8 plus jhana, he says that Animitta Cheto Vimukti also. He says that even still there is a little bit disturbance of the body.
Of the six senses.
Of the six, okay, six.
Six senses. It's not body. You just check. Go now and check.
Yes, I agree. Six senses. So I can say that another thing is, let's say this body is 5 elements. Okay.
Right.
I am practicing that. But still there is a Kaika Vedana.
Correct.
Right? Okay, I work on it. I worked on Animitta and not allowing it to create any Chaitasika Vedana or allowing it to create only Upekha Chaitasika Vedana. But the Kaik Vedana is still there. Can I consider it as a byproduct or disturbance, or it will stay like that only?
Yes.
Ignore it.
That's what you're doing. You're ignoring it. And after some time, it will go away. This is what Ubakin says, that it will arise and pass away. Or Goenka saying that it is arising and passing away. So don't give any consideration to that. After a while, the posture in whatever you're sitting, it will get adjusted to it. Because body has three components which we have not covered so far. So it has this mudita or muduta, which
Yeah, I got
you
it.
can wield it the way you want. Kamanyata, that means the way you can twist, turn, and all that. So, like
So
that.
over a period, I also experienced that I lose the body. That means no body, kaik is Vedana,
Correct.
right?
Absolutely.
But like Manjusa and all are doing, they are getting more and more kaik Vedana. That is, so I am going away, right,
Yes.
from typical practice, and I agree with that. I like this part.
Yes.
So
So,
I start with kaik. I get grounded on the body sensation and then fly.
yes, exactly. The whole idea is that if you look at the Satipatthana Sutta or even Anapanasati, he says, So Satova Asasati. Be aware that you are breathing. So Satova Asasati. So Satova Passasati. Ah, wait, this is in breath. Ah, wait, this is out breath. That's what it would be. Generally, we are ignorant or we don't consider or whatever it is. So, the mind you're bringing the chitta to observe the breath. Igam va assa santo assa samiti pajanati. Here I am taking a long breath. I know, that is pajanana, is to know. I am knowing that I am taking a long breath. Nothing that I need to add or delete or modify, whatever it is. So now I am taking long breath. Oh, after a while it has become short breath. After a while, not that I am doing anything to make it short breath. But long breath, short breath is not I have done it. I have become an observer. And that will trigger something in the chitta. It immediately drops its hold on body sensation. Then the third line, what it says, Passam Bhayankaya Sankharam Asasi Samiti Sikkati. Passam Bhayankaya Sankharam means what is like what Chirag was doing, he went like this, went like that, and that is not there. If you're sitting, you're sitting. Because the moment you turn like this, like that, the breath also will change along with that. So I'm sitting like this. So in the in breath, there's calmness. In the out breath, there is calmness. Now you see this fun. You run, the breath will change. You sit, the breath will change. You look at something, the breath will change. If you turn, the breath will change. In every posture, the breath will change. So you're observing the breath in every posture, basically. But becomes difficult. So what Buddha said, just sit. Make your body straight and sit. Now I sit. After it becomes Passam Bhayankaya Sankharam Asasi Samiti Sikkati, Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi. Now this is where the VRI goes a different route.
Yeah, there are two different discussion on
Now,
that.
as per the Buddha's teaching, the Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi, the Sabbakaya is the Namakaya Rupakaya. Whereas in the VRI, that is not there. He says everything relating to the body. No. Namakaya.
And there is third interpretation also. Third is the whole body of the breathing.
Yes, the whole body of the breathing. So it goes somewhere tangential to what is being said. So the Namakaya Rupakaya is the Sabbakaya. Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi. Now what is happening is, whatever is happening in the Chitta is recorded in the Kaya, but whatever is recorded in the Kaya is not getting into the Chitta. You can literally see it. Meaning it looks surprising. I was thinking what the body feels is felt by the Chitta. No. Why? When I'm running, where it is feeling? I'm happily running. In fact, I'm seeing somebody is following me. I would like to run even more faster. I'm sweating like crazy. Am I really thinking that, oh shit, such a dirty smell is coming out of my body? No. Like you look at this Formula One, they're sitting in that soaked up capsule in sweat. If you look
In fact, we typically forget our pain, body pain also.
Exactly.
When I sit into meditation, I can see the pain of the body.
Correct. But Chitta cuts off the body. Body is not there. Otherwise, no idiot would be interested in doing F1. Sitting in the cramped place, whether it's Hamilton or this ton or that ton, because there is money at stake, he is willing to bet, even if it kills him. Like Michael Schumacher. That guy went into coma. Doesn't matter to him. Why? Chitta cuts off the body.
But you said the body cannot cut. Everything on chitta gets on the body.
No, everything on the chitta appears on the body, but everything appears in the body doesn't get registered in the chitta.
How first everything on the chitta appears on the body?
Now, whenever you turn this way, that is happening in the body.
Okay, if willing.
But
No,
now
even
I
thought,
sit,
even thought.
yeah, now if I sit still, what happens? The body feeling is gone. The body feeling is gone. The chitta, from the feeling of the body, no longer is registered in the chitta. And because of that, you can enter into arupa jhana. Otherwise, how? If everything is on the body, then you are grounded on the body. That means you can't go beyond the fourth jhana, if at all.
You are always stuck with the body.
Yes, you are always on the body. So it becomes very tough to really explain in a, what I can say, intellectual sense, unless you yourself observe. And it's a pure observation. Like if you look any sportsman or any person, including me or anyone, I want to do an exercise. I don't think so. The kaya is something which will say, yes, sir, I want to exercise. No. That poor body doesn't even know what is happening. And when they give anesthetic injection, it's dead meat. They can cut, they can do whatever they want, and they stitch. After the anesthesia is gone, you feel, it's paining. Oh my God, it's paining. But if it's a meditator, what he can do? He can cut off the feeling. Like in the case of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he was having cancer, throat cancer. Before the doctor used to arrive, he used to get into the 8th jhana, Turiya state. Then the doctor used to come, cut here, take out all the pus or whatever that is, without anesthesia. And even the English people were stunned by that, because at that time India was ruled by English. They were stunned by what is happening. So they cut open, they removed everything. One day, what happened? The doctor didn't tell him that he's going to do that. And as usual, Ramakrishna sat down, and then that doctor started piercing like this, and he said, "Ah!" Then the doctor said, "Sir, for all these months you have not shouted. Why you're now shouting?" He said, "My dear doctor, if you had even told me earlier that you want to do this, I would have done something. You didn't do it. Right? So, this is how it works. It's a practical thing. So, what appears on the chitta appears on the kaya, correct. But what appears on the kaya will not appear all the time on the chitta. The chitta decides whether that kayika vedana should be taken or not. And hence, Buddha, with his terrible backache, was able to enter into the 9th jhana all the time, including the parinibbana. He was in pain, but he was able to withdraw. So when you say withdraw means what? What do you mean by withdraw? And hence in the Chula Shunyata Sutta, he says, even in this 9th jhana, 6 senses are a disturbance.
Why so? Because it will call you back.
No, it is an observer. There is an experiencer. You have cut off everything. Still experiencer remains. Now what you do is you look anicca there, and you look at a viparinama dukkha there, and hence at that moment it drops off the 6 senses. So that is the food for vijnana, and that not being there, the vijnana cannot re-establish. That's the thing of nibbana. That is parinibbana, not just nibbana. Now you are in nibbana, but parinibbana. So how could possibly somebody go just by observing their body sensation? You will go atomic. Agreed. I can get into kalapas. I was telling Ashutosh yesterday, the kalapa is founded not by Buddha. Kalapas are founded by Buddha Gosa, not by Buddha. You will never find it. And nowhere you can find Ashtakalapa in the entire Tipitaka if you search. You will not find. Why? Because Buddha never spoke about atomic things. He was one person because in the time of the Buddha, there were Mimamsakas who used to go on the Anunyana. Anunyana means atomic. And they used to come with postulate which nobody can refute. So what we are talking about, molecular physics, molecular biology, molecular, all of that was there. It's been there. It's not that something we have invented now. It was there, but we might not have used molecular.
We even Jainism was master in that. We
Yes.
have these words Anu and Parmanu since long time.
Yes, exactly. So it's not that today somebody has found out, but can you prove? You can only prove through mathematics. What can you prove? See, when I say water is H2O, can you see a molecule of water? No. And how did you
Scientists
find?
cannot see. Yeah. But those people were able to see, right?
Yes. So now they can see, and they started asking the Buddha, isn't it true? And that time he said, what I have given to you is a very little amount because that is what is required. What I know is much beyond what you can comprehend, but that is not important. And one bhikkhu comes and says, I am resigning from your shasana because you don't show supernormal powers. He says, my dear friend, when you signed up, did I ever tell you that you will stay with me if I show you supernormal powers? Have I not taught you what is dukkha, what is the cause of the dukkha? Is that important, or you think the supernormal powers is important? He says supernormal powers are important. He says, go. If you want to create a coffin for yourself, okay, please go. Who's stopping you? See, Buddha is very straight. He doesn't get into arguments, he doesn't get into debates, he doesn't get into discussions. All his 40 years he spent without a single dispute with anyone. Probably the only saint who has not fallen into trap, even when pressed. Tathagata exists, Tathagata doesn't exist, he exists, he doesn't exist, he exists and doesn't exist both. They confused him to the core. And saying that world is eternal, world is non-eternal, world is finite, world is infinite. So if you go by, yes.
And he has spoken lot of things, more than anyone spoken, because even only the Tripitaka size is big.
Yes. So the thing is, what we need to comprehend here is not that Buddha didn't knew or some new invention. No. You can do atomic level. But that is not Buddha teaching per se. But it helps. Yes, if somebody were to ask, is there a tool like in software we can say, or if you want to have some tool which can take care of all the repository, I can say, why don't you use Azure DevOps or why don't you use Jira? But you think that is software development? It's just a tool. Or if I have Visual Studio, that's a tool. It gives you the framework. You put what code you want in that. But just because I have a Visual Studio tool, that doesn't mean that, now it is all done. Simple as that. Yes, it gives you a basic framework. So when you run, without exceptions, if I have one screen or one window with some fields, it throws up. If I'm using C Sharp or ASP.NET or VB.NET or whatever it is, and with a SQL database, I can play, but that is not what it is. I have to put a meat inside. In the same way, we have to use the Buddha Dhammas, that is the Sutta as the meat inside these frameworks. You can't take a framework and say that that's it, over. The architecture is there. So I can use Vipassana, I can use Org tradition, I can use Desana, I can use something or whatever I want. But those are all tools, including Buddha Dhamma itself is a tool in the end. See, and you have to drop that also. Because you have now become asik, no longer a learner. You have learned. Till then, yeah, tools, this tool, that tool, this is better tool. Yes, why not? It's a better tool. Yes, agreed. Thumbs up to that. It's a better tool. In fact, it's the best tool I can say. BRI tool is the best. That's it. But that's still a tool. That's not the end of the game. It's a beginning of the game. So if I see in that way, I don't get into the atomic side of it. Otherwise, then I come to Kalapas, breaking of Kalapa, and I'm seeing Patavi in that, Apo in that, that's going in some other direction altogether. Then the main focus is removing the dukkha, not about sitting for hour long and hours and hours and hours in that meditation. No, it's life. You have to lead the life without attachment. And that's it.
It is also sankhara, right? You have to work
Yeah.
to see that.
What is going to happen if I were to go by that approach? It turns into a aninjabi sankhara. Okay. So punyabhi sankhara, donating, doing this, doing that, all that punyabhi sankhara. Doing all nonsense things is apunyabhi sankhara, and getting into these jhanas and looking at, oh wow, I got it. Oh, I'm getting the pixel, so nice. Attachment is there, obviously, and I feel accomplished. I comes, which is aninjabi sankhara. Rebirth is 100%. Now, whether I'll be born as an anagami or sotapanna or sakdagami is a separate issue altogether. But if my practice is to end the journey, that's not the road which will end the journey. That is only a tool to end the journey. So everything in the market is a tool. Everything. I might dislike the tool. Fair ground. Somebody asked me, Vilas, you have not done even one retreat of VRI. You are a shameless person. I say, yes, I'm very shameless. Absolutely true. Why should I buy Microsoft product when I am using Jira? It basically does the same job. So why I should use it? There's no need. Hey, Vilas, you need to buy Microsoft product. Why? No need. Or if I have Microsoft product, if Anderson comes and says that I buy Jira, I will say no. Both are tool. It's just a tool. It's not product by itself. It's just a tool. You use what you want to use it for. You want to get tranquility, use the Chula Dasa's mind illuminated, 1, 2. Okay, breath, watching the breath. Just forget about Chula Dasa, just breath. Take that. Take Vimala Ramsey 6 hours, another tool. Like that, you take as many tools as you want. If you're happy with that tool, use it. And come to the main subject. Don't forget the main subject. The tool should not sell you the product. You are having the product, you are using a tool to make it. That's the difference. So, Vipassana is good as a tool. For tradition or whatever that is good as a tool. Visuddhi Magga of Buddha Gosa is good as a tool. Okay, like that we can have so many tools. Like for some people, 6-hour works. Fine, good tool. Good to go. For some other person, some other tool is there. Okay, good. See, all of us are trying to end the pain. That's the main thing. The tool is unimportant. and there's no need to fight on the tool. My tool is the best. So what? Keep it. You want to brand it, brand it. Doesn't matter. Now we need to go to less ultimately. So in the Mahatanha Sankhya Sutta, that is what Buddha says. Are you using my Dhamma as a raft to cross the river or to keep on your shoulder? And they all say, no, sir, we are using as a tool. Excellent. Any one of you use it for holding on to the raft is going to drown, including his own Dhamma. He is not saying this is my Dhamma. He says, I discovered it. And that's correct. Nobody can own anything. So basically, the Vedana, if you were to say, in every tool you can analyze the Vedana between Kayika Vedana, Chetasika. But once one tool helps you to unearth it, stop that, over. Job is done. Now move forward into the Sutta. Don't get stuck in that tool. Yeah, use the tool whenever there is a pain or problem, some family related, health related, whatever related, then come to the tool, because there are some times where the mind will falter. For the tool, take the tool. That's how I would do it. Basically, like I went to a dentist yesterday. He was questioning many things about the teeth. I said, you do what you want. Not my teeth, right? But just to speak, she's saying, Vilas, your teeth is like this. Shall I change it? Shall I do some filing? Shall I just do something? I said, yeah, I had to give her permission, right? It's not her teeth and it is not my teeth either. The teeth is a teeth. But just to talk, we have to say, I can't say, my dear lady, I am a meditator. I don't care whether teeth is there or not there. She will say, I don't know what kind of person is here. But for that sake, I need to say, yeah, she says, open your mouth. I have to open. I have to do that, right? And you see this fun. When the mouth has to open, it will, if the chitta will open it. But if you have a tonsillitis, if you have pain in the jaw, you can't open. Try it. Can't open. Why? Because kaya has mudita. That is not there now. No matter how much you try, kamanyata is not there. So it can't wield. So,
Pliability.
oh, why you're shouting? Because it is painful. It's painful. Your chitta is not painful. Kaya is painful. Right? So somebody is having some prostate problem. They take a small thing and push it inside and to test what has happened. It's not an easy thing that he'll just sit. It's going to be there. Is it appearing in chitta? No, it's appearing in the kaya. Because the hole is so small, it cannot penetrate. Right? Just see, paralysis. Somebody is paralyzed. Is the chitta paralyzed there? No. The body has lost the connection with consciousness. So now it is paralyzed. Nothing he can do. And this is how you can see the anatta nature. If I call my leg as mine, when the leg is amputated, I am also amputated along with that. You see, it's so easy to see Dhamma. So the chitta can still be happy with no legs. Yes or no? And then if body sensation were to be coming to only to the legs, when it amputates, and what happens? The body feeling also is gone. That means he cannot meditate any longer. And then how will he sit? How will he sit now? Can he sit cross-legged? No. Can he sit straight? No. Then what he can do? Kill himself, take a gun and shoot himself. That's not how it is. But yes, the tool is good. Use the tool. Absolutely fair. Whatever we are doing in VRI is best thing. Yes, 10 day, 20 day, 30 day, whatever days that is. It puts you in a very nice format, nice condition where you can really see what is happening in the chitta. Yes. When you come back, you lose that because that condition environment no longer is there. Or you have to create a same environment at home, which will not going to happen. Then what I should do? Decide myself in VRI. Leave everything and say that, okay, thank you so much. So now I am shifting to VRI. It's only approach. But that's not what Buddha Dhamma is. It's all postures. All. Standing, sitting, eating, waking, all postures. Same. It's a good question and it took 1 hour on Vedana. And the two of our friends are enjoying. It seems like I'm having one-on-one sermon with Sachin.
We were having discussion.
No. He's just asking. He never heard of VRI, so I was just explaining.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was listening.
No. We're if we're chatting, we're mostly chatting about the things you have said, but we don't want to disturb everyone.
Okay. No worries. I'm just trying to pull your leg because I'm seeing you in this forum. So gives me a good opportunity to pull your leg.
Yeah, actually, I have let's say, since you have pulled my leg. Okay, but once you finish, I had a question.
I'm finished. I'm done.
Okay. So
Wait for a second. Unless he's done.
Yeah, so no agenda. You Sangha and all we'll do tomorrow.
I will do tomorrow because it's already gone. Time is gone.
Just a small question before you start.
No. We're going to do tomorrow, so don't worry. We can finish.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, Sachin. Just a quick question before you start.
Okay, so I guess everyone's waiting for me to ask. So, what I understand from this discussion is just a second. Yeah. So, what I understand from this discussion is, I think what we're trying to understand is, whether one object is better for meditation versus the other. I think we're discussing about body versus chitta. Like,
No.
Kaya.
No. That's not. I think you totally misunderstood.
Okay.
His question is, or rather, the question which is going to come to you is,
Maybe you can stop recording.
why? Let it be there. His question is that now the body is controlled by the mind, right? Okay. So in that sense, when you do the body scanning, body contemplation, or observing the sensation which is appearing on the body, then all thought patterns, all things are appearing on the body itself, right? We go by that way. But the Buddha answer to that is chitta has so manasa do manasa, mental pleasing feeling and mental displeasing feeling, and body has this sukha and dukkha, this bodily pleasure and bodily pain. So my answer to that, not as Buddha but as mine, if you are going to do a marathon or you're going to do something, even though the body is paining, the mind is enjoying. So manasa. Even though there is dukkha in the body, at that time what is happening? The body's feeling is not getting registered in the chitta. It's correct that the chitta's feeling is coming onto the body, but the body feeling is not getting registered in the chitta. If that were to be true, hold on a second. That were to be true, then you cannot do any operation on the body because the body feeling is body feeling. You can't take an anesthesia and give him that injection so that it becomes literally lifeless. Because the body sensation get registered in the chitta. So the mind, or the brain rather, here, with these neurons, it knows where what is happening. It will not allow. The information starts to flow through the nerves. And information flows through the nerves have life energy. So it will never allow anybody to cut. How? You cannot operate. Simple. Why that? If you fall down, for a few minutes, there is no consciousness on that particular body. If that were untrue, then that information has to go back to the chitta. It doesn't. In the same way, when your mind is in pleasure, it cares a damn about what is happening on the body. Like there are singers, they sing and sing and sing and sing. There are dancers who keep on dancing.
Warrior.
And the body is in pain. After they sit down, they say, "Oh man, today I had a very, oh shucks, so I'm not able to, oh man, this is paining." But when he was singing, when he was dancing, he never found it. He was enjoying. So the two kayas, Namakaya, Rupakaya. Namakaya is the one which is the mind. Rupakaya is this physical frame, basically. Yeah, Chirag, what exactly is your question now with this new input?
So I think first of all, what I learned from anyway is kaya is the body. So then namakaya is
Leave
is
it,
what
leave
it.
it. Now we are coming to so detail. Now I think Aryu can explain to you after this call.
Manomai Kaya, you can remember.
Or the mental sheath or the mental body.
Okay, I see. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. One more thing. So basically, what we were discussing now is that whatever we like, chitta can basically control kaya sort of, or let's say whatever happens in the chitta can register in the kaya, but whatever happens in the kaya may not register in the chitta because chitta controls that aspect. So, but what I was thinking was, in some sense, is chitta any different from kaya? Because ultimately, it's all in the mind, right? Whatever experience we have of the body
That's
and so on.
exactly what I am also saying, Chirag. Yes. But you are not getting what I am trying to say. What is happening in the chitta is coming onto the body. That is correct. But what is appearing in the body, is it appearing in the chitta?
Yeah. Actually, even Manjushaj's point was exactly what he's saying. See, finally, Chitta is body. That's what their point is.
Correct.
Chitta is not separate, right? Chitta itself is a body to an extent.
Yes, chitta has 6 chittas. That's the reason this idiot called as one guy in that sutta, in that Mahatanhak Sankhya Sutta, where he says this is the Vijnana which will go from body to body, and Buddha says that who on earth taught you this? If you say chitta is the body, then who requires liberation then? That is what people used to fight in the this vada and that vada, sasattavada, uchchedavada. That is, on one side eternalist view and other side is annihilationist view. When the body is dead, thing is gone because chitta itself is gone. Body is gone, that is gone. Done. Do whatever you want now. You want to steal, you want to hit, you want to kill, you want to do whatever you want. It's as the body ends, thing ends, turns itself into Chedavada or Sasattavada, eternalist. The soul is there in the body, but the soul will escape the body. Right? Eventually, that is where we are going to end up with. you try it out. Ultimately, a person will feel that chitta is the body. So, chuti happens where? Chitta. Then what happens to the body? Gone. The body is gone, the chitta is also gone. Over. Uchedavad. And what that fisherman talking in that sutta, he felt sasattavada, because ultimately he felt he is continuing. He went and asked Buddha, I think this is what I think. And then they said, who on earth told you this? You only said. And did I say that? So then he gives all that, right? So it's 6 consciousness which are separate. They have no relation. This is a very difficult thing to grasp. Otherwise, we go into 2 ends, 2 extreme ends. You try it out. You will go to one or the other extreme, ultimately. Yes.
So let's say I think now this is very interesting, but maybe it's not let's say a diversion. But I think what I'm trying to understand is like there's some chitta, right? And basically sensations or things arise in the chitta, and the thing is chitta has an ability to control what arises in it. So the question is, who is that controls what arises in the chitta? Because that seems to be a very important factor, like
Now you come to the point, my dear friend Chirag. That's the reason you need to attend our sessions every day.
Because this point cannot be explained by one sentence.
Now
Even if
you see
he can-
this, you see this fun. Before I leave you, and you're going to spend one another day. Tomorrow also you are there in Aryu's home.
He will answer, but only we will understand.
Okay, I can answer, but that is too at a high level. So think it this way. Okay, I'll give you an analogy and leave you. You stand in front of the mirror. Who is seeing whom? If you can answer that, you're done. Now you would ask this question: are you the mirror? Are you the person in front of the mirror? Or are you this in the mirror? Answer is all the 3 are not. And this is where people went crazy. But they couldn't understand what is Buddha trying to say. What? This is also not that. Something should be there, right? I'm seeing a reflection. You mean to say I'm not there? And Buddha says, I didn't say so. You mean to say I don't at all? I didn't say so. You mean to say I exist and I don't exist? I didn't say so. You mean to say I don't exist and yet I exist? I didn't say so. Then what are you trying to say?
I will add one more thing. Is this practice the suicide of the soul?
Yes. So one bhikkhu comes and says, Buddha is an annihilationist. He kills the person. And Buddha smiles. And he says, sir, be honest. I was having some clarity earlier after meeting you. My mind is completely confused on what you're trying to say. Okay. And then Buddha gives an analogy of a lamp. He says, have you seen an oil lamp? Yes, yes. Sure. Oil is dependent on what is kept inside there. The bowl, yes, sir. As long as the bowl remains, the oil remains, no, sir. As long as the oil remains, the light remains. Doesn't matter whether the bowl is there or not there. Exactly agree? Now for that lamp to be there, the wick has to be there. And wick is dependent on the oil. Now, if that oil were to go away, the wick even being there, die. If the wick goes away, oil being there, also it dies. Correct? Now, this is the dependent origination. There's nothing which is permanent. This is not permanent. That's not permanent. So the if I take his because I should use this reflection and reflector, I will use projection and projector. Okay. The projector stays as long as something has to be projected and goes away when there is nothing to project. The projection is the experience, not the experiencer, just experience. It is as fake, as real also as projector. Now the question comes, who requires whom now? The projector is required? Yes. Is it permanent? No. Is projection permanent? No. And both are? No. That's how Buddha solves this problem. Otherwise, we'll come to this end. Everything arises in the chitta, chitta controls the body, ultimately body is chitta, when the body goes away, chitta goes away.
Even in other tradition, Hinduism also, when the definition of soul comes now, they say it is a source of knowledge.
Exactly.
Right? So source of knowledge, the projector knows a lot of things and then projecting onto outside world.
Correct.
And then say this is the tree. But this is the tree, knowledge comes from the soul. We can say soul is the knowledge.
Exactly. So now you become Sattavada, self-view, or Uchchedavada, no self. And that's a problem. When we say Anitya equals impermanent, Dukkha equals nobody can change it, so they put suffering. The third one, when they come, is a problem. Actually, you can't put Atta because it's Anatta. Now, Anatta becomes, what happens? Anatman. There's no soul. That means Uchchedavada. That's exactly what it is. Isn't it wrong? So now,
I completely agree because I also accept there is a soul theory of Hinduism and many other people, but that is also impermanent. I consider it as the source of knowledge, and knowledge is the dukkha.
So-
Panch upadan khanda is the
Correct,
dukkha.
correct.
Soul is dukkha.
so the lot of debates between who's that? Nigantanataputta Mahavira versus Buddha is on this topic.
Wait, Mahavira, which one of the Tirthankars in Jainism, or which one?
Yeah, 24,
Yeah, they were together only.
24,
So they were oh, right.
contemporaries.
Interesting. Oh, they had a debate, actual debate.
Yeah, many debates.
Okay, I have no idea they had. Okay.
Yeah. In one of the debate is about what really exists. Because you can have you have an experience. So who is having the experience then? If you cut the experiencer, then there is no experience, agreeable. But there is an experience. So who is registering that experience? Then the question comes, who requires Nibbana? Somebody requires Nibbana, right? See, you are doing something to attain Nibbana. Who is that person who wants Nibbana? And the answer comes, I. What you know? It means there, the soul. And how can you say that there's no soul? This is the fact. And no matter how much we try to shrug it off, saying that I don't believe in soul theory, internally, everyone has that attachment to himself. Everyone. Whether I agree to it or disagree to it is material. Or I will feel body is gone, so I am released. Only two views. And that's a fact. Let's accept to the fact and then come to Buddha Dhamma. So in whichever direction, whichever tool I use, they both bring to something called as I exist. If I'm not an arhat, definitely I exist. What do you mean I don't exist? I exist. And I'm not an arhat at present. So I exist. I have to take that. I can't say, you know what? I have understood very clearly it is anicca dukkha anatta. Bullshit. I have not understood. I'm yet to cross, and then I cross, then I know. I'm still a trainee, a senior apprentice at the max, but still an apprentice. If you follow me, I can take you to anagami level. I can't make you an arhat because I myself is not. I don't know what is arhat. Am I not fooling myself? Simple. I can tell you how to become anagami because I know what is anagami. To that extent, I can guide. But if you ask me, show me arhat, I myself don't know what is arhat. I am experimenting to get into arhat. That experiment has to pass, has to succeed. Then I can say, with this mode, this way, I exactly know. It will be a falsehood in me if I say I know everything. No, I know better. That much I can say, but not everything. No, sorry. I'm not an arhat. Yes.
Let's say you when you get into nibbana state, and so you know how the arhat would feel in that moment, right?
I can visualize how he's going to feel, but unless I reach the other shore, there is no way to experience that. I can imagine, I can visualize, I can say, this is peaceful, this is excellent, and blah, blah.
Even that word is wrong, no? Arhat will not feel.
Exactly. So there's nothing like that. There's nothing to feel, nothing to perceive, nothing to say, nothing to do, and whatever it is. Yes.
Are you saying the nibbana experience when you're having it's different than
No,
when
it's not different. It's not different. See, now this is how we get into this trap of language.
Yeah. Even experience word is wrong. Nibbana means no experience.
No, wait for a second. Wait for a second. There is experience. That experience is no experience. There is an experience, but there's no experience. So, because then the mind will go somewhere else. Yes.
But don't you sometimes experience the no experience too?
No, that is this becomes speculative. Leave it. In another few days you're here, so we will deal with that. Okay. So coming back to the point, why I'm making this point is I can only guide a person to anagami as of today. Can't go beyond that because I have no idea. I have no clue whatsoever. Yes, I know the suttas more beautifully. I can go penetrate. I can do any damn thing out there except for being an arhat. So I'm not an arhat. In any measure, I'm not. But let's keep that aside. With that, let's see what we can do. Yes, there is atta. There is atta. Then who is enjoying that pleasure of eight jhana? I am. Or who is enjoying the fruits of action? I am. Right? You guys are bringing me a lot of goodies. Who is enjoying that? You mean to say Buddha is enjoying it? He doesn't want. You think Dhamma wants it? No. Sangha wants it? No. But in a way, yes, we can pictorially represent it that way. But whom are you giving? To the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, right? I don't have a taint of abhijja vyapada, but I have the other 5 fetters, right? I have a rupa raga where I can go into the rupa jhanas. I have arupa raga, I can get into arupa jhanas. I have mana. Of what? Not my mana. I have a mana of Buddha Dhamma. Why am I fighting? Why am I saying that this is in there in sutta, that is not there in sutta? I would have just closed my mouth saying that do whatever you want to do. No. I have mana. I have udacha. Udacha means restlessness. If I were to die now, I'm not an arhat. I have that. And still I have avijja. Avijja once gone will remove the atta completely. I have avijja, ignorance. The only thing, better thing I can say is, I know the Patisamutpada cycle. That good. I know the 5 aggregates. Very good. I know the 4 noble truths. Very good. That I know. Even if you slap me in the darkest of the night and give me some stupid thing, and I will still say it's not like that. Like yesterday night, even when the urine was getting filled up, I was still getting some jhanic experience of how this whole world is, just to wake me up. Just happened at around 2:30, 3 o'clock. Even then, I'm getting the Dhamma. So my whole night is spent on Dhamma. To that extent, I can say, yes, I'm residing in Dhamma. But that's it. Nothing more than that. I'm not an arhat. Not at all. Not by any standard. So there is still a journey to be taken. But I know this reflection and reflector, or the projection and projector, it's my experience of seeing it as a real thing. That will not go. Like when I see this camera, I know what is it. And I have that experience. But there is an experience. Absolutely. Who is experiencing? The chitta. Still purify it to get rid of that. Right? So it would be a futile argument to say that, okay, now you say this, you say that, you did. Yes, that's correct. Because you ultimately have to take like this. One side is sasattavada, eternalist view, and other side is uchedavada. Yes, but center point, I feel you have another person, Sakadagami, Sotapanna, I can guide them. That's what I'm doing. But I can't guide a person, or I can't even see a person higher than me. I can see a person if it's an anagami. That is good. That I can see. Or I can even see how far is he from anagami. Your eye-ness must be weaker. Yes, it is weaker, but there is a subtle eye. What I'm saying is, you are not seeing the gross eye. You are not seeing the subtle, the subtlest of the eye, where that 6 lights are glowing out and picking up that information. That eye exists. That vijnana nirodha has to happen. That is yet to happen. And the day it happens, all asavas are erased. Then I can say, I'm liberated. Presently, I'm a realized person. Whatever is called a self-realization, I have realized. Through Buddha Dhamma.
Enlightened.
Or you can call it as enlightened. Enlightened about, there's nothing there. That much enlightenment has happened. Great. Liberation. No, I am still bound for a higher realm existence than the womb existence. Yes.
I'm just thinking it's kind of similar to a computer turning off itself.
Yeah.
Like right now, you've turned off this Windows, this Windows is not you, and this operating system is not you, and you're turning off, but yet to completely turn off.
I can give you another I put it into sleep mode. But when you pull up the lid, that's what asanagami. But the thing is, you have put the lid, and in a Sotapanna Sakadagami, he doesn't know how that lid, when it fell down and all that, so he will react. Whereas for an Arhat, there's nothing to react. In fact, that's not a right analogy, Aryu. That is not switching off, it's all on. But he's not there. Yes.
Yeah, when someone say I am anagami or sakadagami, let's say anagami, I have not this factor. That's why I am anagami.
Correct.
Agree. But because Buddha says anagami will not come, so you believe?
It's not whether you believe, the
Or-
food. No, you will come to know the food. The food for that existence is Kamachanda Vyapada or Abhijya Vyapada. That itself is not there. You will yourself come to know whether you believe
Yeah.
in that or not. Yes.
Let's say Kamachanda Vyapada is not at all.
Right.
But this science of not coming back,
Yes.
you feel it.
Yes, absolutely. Why not? Otherwise, there is no proof. Then why we should struggle? Leave it and go.
So you feel you will not come back.
Not feel, you will know. Forget feeling. There's no feeling. You will know.
See, my question is knowing I have no Kamachanda is one thing, and knowing I will not come is another thing.
Why? See, you can enter into the jhana. You know you're in it jhana. What stupid it is. You can. You know you can reside in that. If I were to die right now out of whatever, I know where I'm going. So there's no fear of death. Some people will even shiver by the word death. No, don't talk like that. Oh, sorry. I don't have any fear because I know the destination. That's a max. But you still exist. This is fun. Still exist. Existence is the cause of suffering. So that I have not cleared. Way far away. Reach. So I'm not an Arahat. So if somebody is coming here thinking that he is meeting an Arahat, mistaken identity. Harry, if you want, you can cancel your tickets.
Yeah, if you can come over here, then I don't have to.
I know that. So, but what I'm saying is that is where it ends. So there's a gap between an Arhat and an Anagami. That's the reason many suttas Buddha says you are just a trainee. You are a trainee. That's it. Don't justify your action. You're just a trainee. Sekha. Over. I can now, for my own sake, I can say, Sotapanna is a trainee, Saktagami is a senior trainee, Anagami is a senior trainee. In Buddha Shasana, there's nothing like that. It is just a trainee in a Shasana, in the dispensation. That's it. You are either a trainee or not a trainee, only two options. Just to give you clarity, he says Sotapanna, have you understood? Sakadagami, okay, one life. Anagami, no life. But he says Appamadena Sampadeta. Don't be careless in ending the journey. End the journey. Failing which you will be an Anagami, failing which you will be a Sakadagami, failing which you will be an Sotapanna. It's not a accomplishment and you say that, yeah, I am now a Sotapanna. What? Look stupid. You're going to have lives like this. You have to earn for a living, you have to work, you have to breed, you have to shit all the time, and you have to wear clothes, you have to put some perfume, you require some sofa like what he's sitting there, you have to be comfortable, you need to be comfortably earning, and all that stupid thing you have to do again. And how many lives? 7 lives, not 1 life. Isn't it a shameful thing that you're going to do the same thing again? It's a fail. You failed. So at least Sakadagami is one. Now your question would be that how will you come to know? You will come to know. Who will come and tell me? That also you will come to know.
Come to know what.
Just one lifetime.
You will yourself
Right.
come to know.
So what happened? Like from your own experience, what happened with you, Vilas? Let's say when you became.
Somebody came and slapped me. I felt, yeah, yes, sir, I got it. Got it.
You said one life, no? One life, but earlier you were saying one bhava.
It's actually bhava. Just
Okay.
yeah, even I need to go. Otherwise, I will also land in trouble. So
But if you can quickly answer, Chirag, what's the experience of knowing that?
what the experience is that in 2019, in the month of October, September, basically, I was not sleeping, awake, and I could go to all existence, all realm, down to top. And this had happened in 1995, first time, when I had out of body experience, and I was dead actually at that moment. But I knew where I've reached. And this time, with being aware, I reached. Okay? That exactly shows where I am going to go if the life were to stop right now.
But Sakadagami may not have the experience you have, right?
He would not, so we'll take it some other time.
Okay. And to him, he may not know exactly like you would
No,
know.
like because now in this short moment, telling so many things to Chirag is going to blast his head. His head becomes AI. So let's give him a break and take a break, and then we'll certainly discuss.